country. And they came play tonight, and I thought we had some great individual efforts on the defensive end and some team efforts, and proud of our guys for grinding out the win.
Mark, just what did you think of Colin's poise, especially in the second half, making some big plays down the stretch? And it sounds like maybe he wasn't feeling great leading up to the game.
Yeah, Colin's been sick, really sick for the last couple of days. He's gutted out practice, and then today we just sent him home from shoot around. He didn't come to shoot around today. I was pretty sick, but yeah, I thought he was great. It's hard. You're kind of like cold sweats in bed for 3 straight days and then get up and come compete in a game. And for him to come perform like he did, I thought he was elite. I thought he was aggressive. I thought he was sure. He turned out 1 3 late that I want him to shoot that one too, but man, he put together a really incredible performance. 7 rebounds in a game where that was, this is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, and unbelievable job on Pope when he was guarding him. I thought both DA and Colin really gave us great efforts trying to corral Pope, and obviously he scored the ball really well, shot it really well. I thought he was elite. I thought he was great.
Coach, first an update on Cam's injury, and also how important was it to have guys like Colin come in the second half after his injury and just be able to kind of change the game offensively?
Yeah, so first of all, it was really important to have guys step up. It's really hard. I mean, you think about Trent, he's had such a limited run in the last 5 or 6 games, and he comes in and comes up with arguably the second most important rebound of the game. Cam's foot's broken, so he'll be out. He's just a beautiful kid. I thought he actually made some special plays tonight. So we're gonna get him back healthy as soon as we possibly can. But he'll be out for a while, and that's certainly a blow to us.
Well, Mark, 7-footers are nice, 3-point shooters are nice, but does every team need a Mo Diabate? And
yeah.
Is it a unique skill set on here?
Yeah, and the thing is, you guys have heard me say this. You're tired of me saying this, but I love guys that love themselves, and he's trying to love himself right now. He's trying to love what makes him special. He had the most important rebound in the entire game to close it out. We're small on the floor. We got BG out there. They're running around, and they get up a shot, and there's kind of a free rebound, and he just goes and grabs it. It was pretty much game. That was pretty much game. There could have been some other things that went wrong, but he was great as a secondary guy in transition, had a couple great plays to the rim. He was great defensively. You just feel like you're never at a deficit when he's switching on to anybody. He brings energy. We need him to be more and more and better, but he's important for us. And I count on him to be just a physical energy man-child out there, and he's done that for us the last couple games.
Mark, Malachi Marino tonight really stuffed the stat sheet again, went plus 19.
Yeah.
What is his game really doing for you all right now, especially with JQ out and other injuries happening?
Yeah.
What kind of player is he molding into, and how important is he when he's on the floor?
He's really smart. He's a 6'2" guy with a really tough matchup. This is a really tough matchup. This Vocatatis, man, he is the #1 foul drawing player in the entire country, and so that's a handful. And Malachi had a complicated guard all over the court, complicated in ball screens, complicated in curl protects. We have the ball in his hands so much he led us in assists today by far. Like our next highest assist guy had 1. Malachi had 6. So to give you a sense of how much the ball's in his hands, and half the time I'm putting a play call in, and Malachi's like, "No, coach, we already got it. We already talked about it as a team. We already figured out what we want to do." And he is a coach on the floor as a freshman, as a 7-foot freshman. And so I'm proud of him, and he continues to get better and better and better. You think about him as a 6 assist, 5 block, 2 turnover guy. That's a ridiculous number. That's really good.
Mark, Denzel stepping into that point guard position, obviously with Lowe out for the season now. How have you seen him step into that role, and then what have you thought of his performances over the last couple games?
Well, we've been putting a lot on his shoulders and a lot on Ortega's shoulders. Those guys are logging big minutes for us right now, and he just had great poise. I was so proud of Denzel. One of the things Texas is one of the best teams at not giving up assists, and they're also one of the best teams at forcing your twos to be longer. I think they're in the top 20 in the country and forcing you to take long twos. What that means is you're taking shots from 9 and 8 and 7 feet instead of shots at 6 and 5 and 4 feet. And it's their whole defense is built around that. And so when you come off ball screens, especially our guys really screen today, you come off ball screens and you're free, and they're just teasing you into that play. They're bringing a lot of pressure on the retreating guard. They're teasing you into taking that 10-foot shot. And he took a couple early. He can make that shot. But then later in the game, he got really, really stubborn, kept his dribble alive, and actually kept driving long enough for the Gortat to come into play, and then actually got shots at the rim and got fouls. And that's mature, elite level, high IQ basketball to combat guys that are showing you a drop defense. I thought he was spectacular, man. Like, I'm really proud of him. This is his third straight game where he's just been unbelievable. He was great again tonight. And defensively, he was really special tonight. Coach McClain was trying to slow me down because I was so excited about his defensive effort. He's like, Coach, let's wait and watch the film. But from my vantage point during the game, I thought he was really good defensively.
Coach, I hope that it's not wasted on media and in the Big Blue Nation how important it is that you're not just coaching games to win, but you're developing young men on and off the court. I certainly think the compass is pointed in the right direction. With that said, you talk a lot about connectivity. Where did that show up most for this team tonight and through the last several games?
That's a terrific question. So I'll tell you a couple places that showed up. So, we all watch Cam walk off the floor. And that's a gut punch. It just is a brutal, we're J-Lo's out, JQ's out, Cam's limping off the floor. And so that was a moment where connectivity came in because our guys just like, okay, listen, the only thing we can do for Cam right now is go play. And then we can cry with Cam in the locker room after, but like the only thing we can do right now is play. And that brings guys together. I think, our first 4 minutes of the second half, I thought we came out well, and then we kind of made some mistakes, and they closed the gap. And us reminding each other in the huddle, be like, hey, man, we're first media timeout. We've actually had a successful first 4 minutes even through the frustration. So I think you see that come out when we're battling frustration, which we've battled a lot of frustration in the last couple weeks and battled it successfully. I think it comes down to big moments, too. I think it comes down to, late game, stressful situations where these guys have been unbelievable in their management of late game situations. I'm sitting there, the last play where DA draws the foul with 1.5 seconds left on the shot clock. It's like you're sitting there and you're just thinking, man, I got to throw out this time, and I got to use it. But I'm kind of like these guys have earned my trust, and they're together enough. And a lot of times, as the play develops, they're going to get something better than we're going to get if we try and take a timeout and create it on the side. And they did it right at the right time. And so I think you're seeing connectivity in a lot of ways with these guys, which is special. It's important. It's something they'll take with them their whole life. We had a great pregame speech by one of our GAs, Gabriel McKay, who is just terrific. And he talked about how much our guys love each other and how that manifests itself on the court. And so that's a theme that we talk about every single day.
Mark,
clearly I care about it.
Mark, you look at what you guys were able to do from the foul line tonight. You go 30 from 35, and that's honestly not a space that you guys have lived in too often this season. What growth have you seen from this team in terms of earning those free throws and also actually converting them from the foul line?
Well, I thought that was a really important part of this game. It was patience. Like sometimes you get a free throw line because you're belligerent, driving, putting your head down, and you end up with a really poor 2-point field goal percentage. It didn't feel like that. The game didn't feel like that today. It felt like we were earning fouls because of our patience in our attack. We probably had more second and third side possessions than we did all season long in any game so far this season. Part of it was because of the drop, but the drop tricks you into going fast and giving up what you don't, taking shots you don't necessarily want to take, taking low percentage points. So the foul line deal is a big deal. We knew coming in this game, this is the top foul drawing team in the country, one of the tops, and top offensive rebounding team in the country. And for us to tie them on the glass was really important. For us to outshoot them for the free throw line was really important. Two massive keys to the game.
on the same note with the free throws, a few weeks ago, you guys were up on Missouri. They end up coming back. The team can't really score, falls apart. Since then, you guys have won 4 straight. Tonight, again, no field goals late, but what can you say about your team's decision-making and connectivity and staying together and making the right decisions to prevent that?
That was good. I thought DA was great. I thought Colin, was sure winning catches, protecting the ball. I thought we came up with some huge rebounds down the stretch. I thought our guys communicated defensively pretty well. So I thought it was good. It's it's hard to question these guys' ability to function late in games. I mean, for all the things that we are working on, if you track our last 4 games, it's hard to say that this team doesn't function really well in late game situations. They're amazing, right? It's unbelievable. We've been really fortunate also, but we'll take it.
Mark, I wanted to ask, take a pick at that 4th foul, and you brought in Trent. I mean, I know you can tell he only gave you 3 minutes, but he came in there and gave you that time, grabbed a couple of rebounds. I know it's easy to overlook just the raw numbers, but what did he just kind of give you in that little short spurt?
Well, he just played a couple minutes last game, couple minutes this game. He hasn't played much before then. He's going to have to play now. And he can. He's a good player. He actually is going to help us win. Like, he started games for us. He's a really good player. And so, he's going to get more minutes, and he's going to be really great. He's going to help us. I'm going to take a minute to talk about this. You guys know, just so you get our word here on what's happening in NCAA right now with eligibility. This is a we're all shaking our hands, being like, this is so incredibly creative. I'll give you my 2 cents just so you have it. At some point, I don't have hard feelings towards anybody making any decision, because every single college program and college coach are the most competitive people in the world. They're going to try and find any avenue they can to find an advantage. It's what we're paid to do. It's what we do. The one stopgap that is kind of spreading right now that maybe has some legs, it's kind of a last stand, is the NCAA does get to decide who gets to go to the NCAA tournament. Like, they get to decide that. They have that power. And so at some point, when they've been very, very clear about what the rules that they're going to try and enforce, they might lose in court, but they still get to decide what games count towards the NCAA tournament. And I'm not saying that to penalize any team. I'm just saying that because at some point, it is important that we take a stand and regain some tiny ounce of sanity. And until someone tells me different, I still believe the NCAA has full power over who gets in the NCAA tournament and what games they count towards your NCAA tournament bid. And at the end of the day, that is what drives all of us. So hopefully we'll take a stand there and clean this up for everybody, because right now everybody is chasing their tails, and I think it's a place we can take a stand. I hope we will. This game matters too much. The NCAA tournament is too extraordinary a deal. These high school players and these young players and all these players matter too much. College basketball matters too much. It's just time to take a stand, bring a little bit of sanity to this deal, say it publicly,